And this is the big update here. Remember, there's been, of course, a review meet with the Prime Minister in the past 1 hour that we've seen with various stakeholders, including other union ministers sitting for that meet as well. And this is the final decision. CBSC Class 12 board exams for this year, this batch, have been cancelled. The Prime Minister says anxiety among students and parents as well as the teachers. So this must end. The Class 12 results will be made as per a well-defined objective criteria. This would be done in a time-bound manner. This is, of course, for CBSC to formulate that. And the decision on Class 12 CBSC exams that has been taken in the interest of students. Remember, students were most fearful of stepping out amidst a raging pandemic here, not comfortable of physically sitting for those exams in examination centers. Our correspondent Ayushman getting us further updates here. Ayushman, the larger understanding is that it is the fear of vulnerability, the fear of the pandemic, and this is not something that young minds should be put through right now. Therefore, the cancellation.
Yes, in fact, Saturday the Prime Minister chaired an important review meeting regarding the Class 12 board examination of the CBSC. Officials gave the detailed presentation on the wide-based, extensive conversation that took place with the state governments and the several stakeholders. Now, in view of the uncertain conditions to COVID and the feedback received from various stakeholders, it was decided that the Class 12 board examinations would not be held, and it was also decided that the CBSC will take steps to compile the results of Class 12 students as per well-defined objective criteria in time-bound manner. Now, that time-bound manner is something that is to be defined, and that will come from the CBSC. So the latest news is that for the first time, we are seeing, because of the pandemic, Class 12 examinations have been scrapped. There was a long time of deliberation that the states and the Education Ministry took. And after that, the Prime Minister, when he chaired the meeting and reviewed all the stakeholders' suggestions, that clearly a consensus then was there that somewhere the Class 12 board examinations need to be scrapped. And that is what the result is. It has been cancelled, and objective criteria in a time-bound manner has to be made by the CBSC, through which the assessment will be done, and then we can get the results. So no examination of Class 12 also. We already know that Class 10th examinations have been cancelled, and this is the Class 12th examinations which have also been scrapped this year due to the COVID pandemic.
Yes. But Ayushman, there's still a formula that needs to be worked for this. One would think the formula that was worked by CBSC for Class 10 would be fairly complicated. But because this is Class 12 that we're looking at, there are different subjects for each particular stream that we're looking at here. This would be a far more complicated formula for the CBSC to handle on reaching upon a conclusion on how each student will be helped to move further.
Oh, well, definitely it is going to be a challenging task for the CBSC to draft a mechanism in which they can assess the students, because time and again CBSC and the Education Ministry has been of the view that examination of Class 12 is something that is very important for the promotion in the higher education, and that is why it is very important to understand that examinations need to be taken, and that way in a physical mode. Now, in the wake of the pandemic second wave, it was later contemplated that a rethink has to be done, and now a complete reassessment has to be done at Class 12 level. This is something that the CBSC will do for the first time. How will they define that? Will the past 3 years results will be taken? Only Class 11th result will be taken, or 10th result will also be taken? That remains to be seen. But yes, it's going to be a Herculean task for the CBSC as well to draft a mechanism, objective-based criteria, and that too in a time-bound manner for the Class 12 students, so that no student is felt deprived of the opportunity in the coming days for the higher education is also a bigger challenge there. Yes.
Absolutely. Ayushman, also take us through all accounts that were taken into consideration here. This was not just, of course, primarily students, parents, teachers' concerns as well, that teachers, all of them should be vaccinated if they're stepping out for invigilation duty here, but also concerns that were raised by other state governments, and this is particularly pertaining to state governments that have seen very high number of COVID-19 cases in the second wave here.
Well, sir, if you have to, you just need to go into the background of this entire decision that has been taken. In fact, in the meeting also, the Prime Minister said that the decision of Class 12 board examination has been taken in the interest of the students. He also stated that because of the COVID-19, the students' academic calendar has been affected, and it is something that is very, very serious in matter, and the students are also feeling anxiety about it, and there is definitely anxiety among students. The parents and the teachers are also there, and there is a need to end this. This was something which the Prime Minister said. But given that, you have to understand the fact that there were not many options available with the states. Definitely, there was a demand that that Delhi had raised, that every student must be vaccinated, but the vaccines haven't been tried on the children. So that was also not a very viable idea. So definitely there were different suggestions coming from different state government. The state government of Kerala said that they would be in a position to conduct the examination, but that is something that was not considered. And right now you see the decision that has been taken by Centre. It clearly means that exams have been cancelled, and now there is a different mechanism which will be drafted, and basis that the assessment will be done for Class 12 students.